Hey, hello, Sandi here. Welcome to Exploring Tarot. In today's episode, I am gearing up to explore this new deck in my collection, the Magical Herb Oracle. Now, you might see a theme in the recent acquisitions to my collection. I am really honing in on the plant energy lately. Plants and flowers, herbs, alongside my animal decks. So, really naturey decks heading my way lately. And I'm really excited about this one. This one came in at the same time as the Botanical Inspirations Oracle. I ordered them at the same time, and I've waited for a long time for this deck to come in. So let's not wait any longer. Let's see if I can open this without doing any damage to the box. There we go. Ooh, I like the surface of the box. So, on the back it says, the Magical Herb Oracle brings the precious secrets and ancient wisdoms of herbs for you to explore while immersing your soul, body and spirit in real nature magic. You will learn how to create powerful magic and rituals for everyday purposes, or you can consult the herbs within this deck to construct traditional oracle readings that will help you find divine answers, support and guidance. Now this deck is by Sherilyn Darcy. She's got several flower decks and other plant decks. Look at that inside of the box, it's really pretty. I actually have one of her small rock pool decks, Language of Flowers I think it is called. And I'm really looking forward to this deck. There's another beautiful inside on the bottom of the box. Right, we will have a little look through the guidebook after we've flipped through all of the cards. This was a bit... There we go. As per usual. Okay, these are... Oh, look at those backs. I love that. That's so pretty. Now, the cards are slightly semi-glossy, I would say, or maybe even full-on gloss. You can see the ring light there. I like the cardstock a lot, actually. It's flexible, but at the same time feels really sturdy and nice. Alright, I'm going to zoom you guys in so that you can see the cards all big and nice. And we're starting out with Wild Yam and Abundance. That's really beautiful. And I did notice this before buying it, that there are these little symbols in the background as well to further help with your intuition, that usually symbol attached to the keyword for the plant. Acceptance, Valerian. So pretty. I really love the way it looks like, you know, like you've picked these plants and pressed them yourself, and you've taped them down with some sticky tape. Yerba mate activation. the cogwheels in the background there. Parsley and attraction. Magnet. Love that one. I love parsley overall. That's a herb that I've only recently, for some reason, understood how nice it is to have in food. When you're little, it just feels like this unnecessary garnish, but you can use it for so much, and I really like it. Golden seal and awakening. And here we've got eyes that are open. Passion flower for balance, and we've got these scales here in the background. I really like the colorway and the light in this. I have a weak spot for vintage illustrations for flowers and animals. I really want an animal deck actually with the vintage illustrations, scientific illustrations. That would be really cool. Maybe I should make one. Chamomile for calm, and here we've got these balancing stones in the background. That's really fitting as well, because chamomile is a really good tea to drink when you want to calm down a little bit. Elder for change, and then we've got this little windmill here in the background. Sticking together a little bit because they're brand new. Okay, next one we've got bilberry for clarity, and we've got magnifying glass here in the background. So pretty. Notice this sun rays are on each card, I think. Yeah. Colts Foot for cleanse. Now, Colts Foot is one of my favorites. They are always the first flowers to bloom here in Finland in spring. And once you see Colts Foot, you know that winter is over, basically. It's a beautiful, beautiful plant that I have had a connection to since I was a little kid. We used to pick them all the time as kids. Cleanse. Oh, I see. It's the bubbles. So it's like it's underwater. That's cool. St. John's wort, yes. Communication, and we've got a quill and ink. Well, marshmallow for compassion. We've got two hands here, reaching out to each other in the background, or it looks like almost like this hand is handing over the marshmallow to the other. Motherwort for courage, and we've got two lions here. Ginger for creativity, and a light bulb in the background. I really like this deck so far. I think I'm going to get quite a lot of use out of this. I hope the guidebook is good as well. Here we've got Damiana for desire. Oh, and a genie lamp, or a gin lamp in the background. It's quite fitting. A little bit funny. Detox, represented by dandelion. That makes sense since a lot of detox teas contain dandelion. We've got bowel system here in the background. Quite literally, detox. The detox system of the body. All right. California poppy for dreams. And we've got a moon, a crescent moon here in the background. It's a beautiful card. Ginseng for endurance. And a stopwatch here. Dill for enthusiasm, another favorite herb of mine. We've got a star here, a shooting star for enthusiasm, it seems. Ephedra for expansion. It looks like we've got a tree here in the background with the branches reaching up to the sun. Ginkgo for flow, and we've got a wave here in the background. Lovely. I always think ginkgo leaves are so beautiful. Brahmi for focus, and we've got a pair of binoculars here. Mugwort for freedom, and an empty bird cage. Ooh. Sage for guidance, with a lighthouse here representing guidance. It's really pretty. Hawthorn for harmony, and we seem to have the Fibonacci drawing here in the background. Cannabis for healing. Ooh, okay, and I assume this might be a roll of bandage or something, gauze of some kind. Skullcap for meditation. Trying to see here. Oh, I see it's the clouds. Oh, that's quite clever actually, because in meditation they usually teach you that to treat your thoughts like clouds, passing clouds in the sky. Yarrow for open, and we've got a key. Yarrow is a very common plant here in Finland in summertime. You see it basically everywhere. Elecampane, I have no idea how to pronounce that, but progress, and we've got a ladder. Echinacea for protection, and we've got a padlock. Purification, represented by burdock, and we've got smoke here for purification. Now, some of you might find me odd, my partner definitely does, but one of my favorite drinks that I discovered while I was living in England was dandelion and burdock. I miss it so much. We don't really get that here. Fentimans, dandelion and burdock. Oh, it's a lovely drink. Turmeric for radiate. And here we've got sun ray or rays of light in the background. Lemon balm for reflection, and we've got a mirror here. Lemon balm is a really lovely plant for teas, herbal teas as well. Love me some lemon balm tea. Comfrey for repair, and we've got a what do you call those in English? A wrench, maybe. Yeah. Slippery elm for soothe. And we've got a cup of tea there, very fitting. And guarana for stimulate. Perfect, because they use guarana in most of the energy drinks nowadays. It's a stimulating and basically works like a bit like caffeine, I think. Here we've got a brain symbolizing stimulation or stimulate. So that was all of the cards. Really excited about this deck, actually. It's beautiful, and I think it's going to go with a lot of my decks in my collection. And I'm really looking forward to learning more about all of these different herbs. I really like reading up about the history behind different uses of herbs and plants. It's really interesting to me. So, before we draw a card, let's just quickly flip through the guidebook, shall we? So, we've got a title page and a couple of a dedication page, a quote, contents page. So we've got introduction, how to use the cards, and then we've got descriptions for all of the cards, and then we've got a glossary, a bibliography about the author, about the illustrator, and acknowledgements. I love this little bumblebee here. Right, how to use the cards and guidebook. Raise energy. Spellcasting basics. Right, okay, so it's full color, or even though the cards are small, or the depictions in the book are small. Let's look. Glossary. Well, that's quite good to have. When it comes to talking about plants, there might be some terminology that you're not familiar with. I love when they include a bibliography so that you can find relevant books on the subject. No spreads that I could... Oh, there they are. I missed them in the beginning. So we've got a seed spread with 5 cards. We've got a tree spread also with 5 cards. And we've got a garden day spread with 3 cards. That's always fun when you get specific spreads that relate to the deck that you have. So let's pull a card and read from the guidebook to see how it reads and what we think about the writing. Let's see how they fan. Ooh, they fan beautifully. I love that. Right, so we got Sage and Guidance. That's a lovely first card to pull from an oracle deck. Guidance. All right. Let's put that up there. And let's read. Okay, there's 24 Sage. So 77. Page 77. Okay, here we are. Salvia officinalis is the scientific name for sage. Oracle meanings. Valuable advice is being offered, but it may not be in an obvious way. Learn through observing more closely the examples of others or exploring the foundations and the structure of what you are focused on. An authority figure is energetically connected with you and has a great deal of bearing on the present. Be on the right side of the law and be very careful with contracts, and you might also find those in positions above you will have a great impact on your concerns. These should be favorable. You may be prompted to find a mentor, teacher, or counselor to help you move forward at this time. Botanical description. Native to the Mediterranean, this is a woody evergreen perennial shrub that grows to about 60 centimeters or 23 inches in height. The leaves are grey-green, oblong and soft to the touch, and the undersides are covered in fine white hairs. The flowers are usually lavender in color but can be purple, white or pink. Magical correspondences. Uses: purification, consecration, healing, longevity, protection, wisdom, prosperity. Deities: Zeus, Jupiter, Chiron, Consus, Obatala, Jove. Planets: Jupiter and Mars. Signs: Pisces, Sagittarius, Taurus, Aries. Element: Earth. Sage guidance spell. Okay, so we seem to be getting a spell for each card as well. Sage assists with inner awakening and spiritual growth and the gaining of wisdom. Traditionally, sage smoke is used as a smudge and has been employed in religious and spiritual ceremonies throughout history. Carry a leaf in your purse or wallet to attract money, to release an intention so it will manifest. Write it on a sage leaf and burn it. You can also use sage in spells to help you find guidance. In this spell, you will burn sage while calming yourself to a meditative state to open yourself to new guidance. Gather together purple candle, heat-proof dish, matches, a few small leaves of dried sage. Find somewhere to sit that is quiet and preferably outside to cast a spell. Set the candle upon the heat-proof dish. Light the candle with a match and watch it flicker and move. As you look at the flame, picture the energy and light filling the area around you, which will encourage guidance and messages to come to you. Crush and sprinkle the sage leaf slowly into the flame and say, "I'm quiet and listening, I'm here and open. Bring me the guidance I seek." Once you are finished, carefully clear the area and bury the candle under a very vigorously growing plant. Okay. Right. Hot take on the guidebook. I don't particularly like the oracle meanings. It seems a bit too, predictive and too specific for me. I much prefer when they give general advice and when guidebooks in general give general advice instead of saying things like an authority figure is energetically connected with you, or that any outcome is favorable, or things like that. I really I don't know why, but I take issue with these kinds of things, especially for guidebooks to say these things, because the guidebook is going to stay the same throughout the readings. I much prefer it when they give general advice about difficult subjects or things relating to guidance, for example, in this case. Things to give you food for thought. I really like the botanical description. I don't much work with magical correspondences. The sage guidance spell, sure, sounds like a nice little nice little ritual that you can make if that's your cup of tea. Let's have a look here. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be using the guidebook as much as I thought I would. Mostly probably for the botanical descriptions and the spells maybe. However, I think that these cards are the keywords are what's the word I'm looking for? Expansive enough for me to use them intuitively, and in connection to a tarot, to a tarot reading. So yeah, I am definitely gonna give this a try. I really like the way they look and how I think they're gonna be looking next to other decks in my collection. I think they're gonna be very pretty. Next to some of my tarot decks. So that was my first impressions on the Magical Herb Oracle by Sherilyn Darcy and illustrated by Dear Dandy. I forgot to say that in the beginning. Apologies. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please take care of yourselves and be well, my friends. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.